Hey everybody, Dave McGee from Buffini Company live in my office at our headquarters. Welcome to Coach's Corner. I am Vice President of Coaching at Buffini and Company, and I'm joined by one of our expert coaches, Rachel Yeaman. She's in her home base in Dallas, Texas. Rachel, how are you?
Hey, good to see you, Dave.
You too. And we're joined by Kelly Kyle. She's our social media specialist. She'll be moderating our Facebook Live today and keep tipping us off if we have any questions from you. And we're hoping that you have a lot of questions. So if you have
the voice, the floating voice.
Kelly's the voice, the floating voice that you'll hear in the background. So if you do have any questions about what we're going to talk about today, that's game changers. Just go ahead and type them in and we'll get to as many as we can today on our Coach's Corner Facebook Live. And Rich, all of our coaches are master coaches. They say that mastery happens when you work on a skill for 10,000 hours. The average coach at Buffini and Company has over 14,000 hours of coaching. And so we have a team of master coaches. Rachel's one of them. If you have a question on your business you want to get a coach's take on, we'll try to answer those too. But we're here today to give you 4 game-winning strategies to make sure that you end the year with your best year yet. And we're going to talk about Game Changers, our one-day event coming soon to Philadelphia on May 30th and Toronto on June 5th. So I want to give you a little bit of a taste of what you get at Game Changers. And hidden within our presentation will be the 4 game-winning strategies to have your best year yet. Kind of like Think and Grow Rich. When you read the book, there's a secret inside the book, and you got to discover it. So stay with us all 20 minutes. Ask any questions you have, and we'll share with you the 4 game-winning strategies in secret form throughout the next 20 minutes. But first, Game Changers. What are you going to get at Game Changers? Well, we're going to start the day with Joe Nego. If you don't know Joe, he's a former NBA player and America's best listing agent. And he's going to show you how to win the game of real estate by right-sizing your database to increase referral generation. He's going to help you breathe some life into a stagnant database to generate 3 extra transactions in the next 30 days. And he's going to help you implement 3 compensating factors that agents often overlook to see some referrals come in immediately. And one thing that Joe's going to do is he'll help you ignite your business for the second half of the year so that you get more leads, have more sales. That means more commission checks for you. By the time Joe leaves the stage, you will have everything you need to put our systems in place, the same systems that our members are using to earn 11 times the national average. The first section will be worth the price of admission, which for you members is free. And then after Joe hits the stage, Jamie Nowak will hit the stage. And if you're not familiar with Jamie, she's a former Buffini client who became a top producing agent and then a top producing broker before we recruited her away and asked her to come into the Buffini fold to help teach the strategies that she used to become a huge success in the real estate industry. And she's a master trainer with Buffini and Company. And not only is she a master trainer, which is her title, she's a master motivator. So you'll leave Jamie's session inspired and motivated to have your best year yet in 2018. She's going to share the 5 winning qualities of top producers, and she'll share the secret to being consistent with the important activities to grow your business and avoid distraction. And you'll learn the one thing you can do in the morning that'll set yourself up for success all day long. And then here's a little secret. She's going to help you write some game-changing goals and show you how to bring your important goals to life. When Jamie is done, you'll get to hear from Kevin Buffini. Kevin heads up our ability management division here at Buffini and Company. So he is an expert in human potential. For the past 22 years, we've profiled top producers, and we've identified the traits and the qualities that help top producers become top producers so we can help everybody leverage those traits and qualities too. Kevin's going to help you do this. He's going to help you stand out amongst the competition, and he's going to do it by helping you lean into your natural abilities and strengths. He's going to show you how you can build trust with your clients and in your marketing simply by being yourself. And he's going to show you how to communicate to your clients in a way they're designed to receive it. So that'll be a great section. You won't want to miss it. Kevin is always full of entertainment, full of fun. He always leaves people wanting more. And you'll be wanting more when Kevin takes the stage. And hopefully I'll deliver on the more, because I'm going to wrap up today by coming on stage and showing you how you can turn the chaos into calm once and for all. You know, we're in a society now that is faster paced and ever changing. It seems more and more people are in overwhelm. and more people are living in chaos. I'm going to show you how to turn that chaos into calm once and for all. And I'm going to tell you why trying to get organized only causes more chaos. And I'll show you how to make your lead generation just as easy as brushing your teeth. And I'll leave you with one final tip. I'll share with you the only reason that causes overwhelm and what you can do about it. So it's going to be a great event. Joe Nego, Jamie Nowak, Kevin Buffini, and myself coming to Philadelphia May 30th and Toronto June 5th. If you have any questions about Game Changers, let me know. I want to jump in now with Rachel. Rachel, you've been with Buffini and Company for 15 years. Yeah. Whenever I tell people that, they say, well, she must have joined when she was 15 years old. And that is not true, is it?
No, I was not 15.
Good. How old were you? 19. Okay, good. So, big difference.
A couple weeks before I turned 20.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I want to share a little bit about your background so the people watching, if they have a question, can know where the answer is coming from. But 15 years at Buffini and Company. You have a master's in psychology, so you know how the mind works. You spent a number of years in our ability management division, so you know about human potential. And then you spent a number of years in our marketing department before becoming a coach. So you're an expert in marketing and business. So from your perspective, why would a business owner want to attend Game Changers?
I mean, you touched on a lot of the highlights. To me, there's so much meat in this one-day event. I mean, there's really no reason to not take one day out of your business to, spend time learning and trying to grow your own business. For me as a coach, so I'm biased, but anytime you're going to be able to take time out of your day and be strategic and write goals for your business so that we actually know where we're going and know the direction you're trying to drive the bus is completely worthwhile. And so for me, the goal setting section and just Jamie's whole piece that she talks about in general is fantastic. I mean, she goes over the true challenges that exist in the world of an entrepreneur. And then better yet, she has the solutions to all of those challenges. And so for me, her section's fantastic. And there's some other pieces that I'll highlight. I don't want to monopolize the time here, but if you can set goals, I mean, it's like you said, worth the price of admission right there.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about goals, because from a coaching perspective, a lot of times people will write goals and for whatever reason they don't resonate. Sometimes goals tend to be real surface goals. How important, when you're coaching a client, how important is it to help them get clear goals?
Well, I refer to myself as a goal digger. So for me, if there are no goals, I have no idea what direction we're going in. And more importantly, I don't think they know where they're going either. And so to me, the goal is the baseline, that should drive the energy and the effort and how they spend their day and how they prioritize their day and their time and all of that. I mean, it's so big picture. And Brian says it best, if you don't know, when you know where you're going, everything else becomes crystal clear. And so to me, I don't know how people organize their day and their time and anything without having some kind of direction that we're driving traffic to.
That's great. Joe has, he starts the day, telling people that time to get off the bench and into the game. And then he has a real deep cut at what are the fundamentals of the working by referral system. Yeah. And it's still fundamentals. Working with a client, what do you see the difference between somebody who really embraces the fundamentals and somebody who's trying to look for the new and the next?
Oh, well, there are just distractions all around us in this industry. And there's just all this white noise that's constantly trying to pull us in multiple directions. And people come to us and they've spun out of control, trying to just be all for everyone. And you don't have to be. And Joe's section specifically, I mean, the greatest thing about his section is I don't care if there are 15-year veterans in that room that are familiar with working by referral, or if this is your first event that you've ever attended with us, you're going to walk away with an incredibly unique perspective because Joe knows what he's talking about. I mean, he lives this out every single day. So he has a really unique take on the fundamentals that are applicable to every single person in that room. For me, he highlights the true value of relational marketing. And, he outlines a specific plan that allows you to be authentic in the way that you engage and invest in your relationships.
That's great. You spent a number of years working with Kevin Buffini in the ability management division, and Kevin's going to talk about leveraging your strengths, utilizing our coach profile, our proprietary psychographic assessment. And one of the things that Kevin really hits home is, a lot of times we naturally know what's wrong with us. And Kevin's focus is really what's right with us. And so talk a little bit about how people can leverage their profile.
Well, in this section specifically, I mean, the marketer in me gets really excited because it's all about how to be memorable in this industry or in your industry as an entrepreneur. And it's unique to you as an individual. And that's, I think, the thing that people get confused about is that we almost feel like we have to embody someone else or something else that doesn't feel true or authentic to who we are and how we're naturally wired. And I think Kevin just breaks all the mold when he's out there on stage and he just talks about you being able to be you and all the value and all the benefit that comes from you being you. And then he gives really specific, tangible ways to execute on the working by referral philosophy that honors you as an individual. He always terms it as playing your way to strengths. And for me as a coach, again, like you have to be having fun in your business or it's not worth it. I mean, we spend far too much time, effort, and energy doing what we do every single day that we've got to have fun more often than not. And he creates a really great plan to be able to do that.
That's awesome. If anybody has any questions for Rachel or about Game Changers, feel free to submit them. We'll answer them before we get off the air here. Kelly's getting some love.
Some love. That's the best part. David Shallow says 2 outstanding and brilliant folks. Ben Andrews gave us a hashtag gold digger.
Nice. Gold digger. Right back at you, David Shallow.
Love it. And then Konstantinos Bakas gave us the heart eyes emoji.
Nice.
So,
great.
Awesome.
That's great. Well, we love
Thanks,
the love,
everybody.
and we love any questions you have. So, and Rachel, I'm not going to put you on the spot to tell people how great my section is. But what I would love for you to talk a little bit about is the challenge people have with time and organization. What do you see as a coach?
Well, you're right in what you say in your section. And so I will flatter you for just a minute. The number one reason that people come to us is because they are disorganized. And of course, the therapist in me goes so much deeper, and it's the feeling. Like, what does disorganization feel like? And it shows up in overwhelm every single day. And so what that means is people come to us in coaching or in membership feeling completely overwhelmed. And I think that also leads to some hopelessness. Sometimes they don't know what to do. And so they can't figure out the steps that it's going to take from where they're at today and the feelings that they're feeling to where they want to be. And I feel like you kind of cut through the pain of that in your session and give them some really tangible, again, ways to execute and calm the chaos, like you said earlier today. And so to me, that session is super important, especially for people when they walk away. Like, that's the last thing that they hear before they leave. And so I feel like everybody walks away feeling very hopeful, and then has tangible action steps that they can execute on to be able to, sift through some of that disorganization.
Awesome. That's great. Now, obviously, you've coached scores of people who have been the Game Changers. Feedback you're hearing from your clients about the Game Changer event?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, honestly, the feedback is fantastic. And most of them have said, in all honesty, if they just one of any of those 4 sections is more than worth, the time that they take to step out. There's also incredible networking that exists at events. I mean, there's so much community that can be found there. Everybody, it normalizes what everybody's going through in a day-to-day, because you realize that I'm not the only one sitting in the room feeling utterly disorganized and overwhelmed. And there's value in that, realizing that you're not alone and that other people are going through, and people have gone through it before you and have found their way out. So there's a lot of hope there, and it's a fun event. I mean, it's one of the more intimate events in that, you actually get to mix and mingle and interact with people. And, I've seen Dave stand in the back before at one of the events, and other speakers, in case you ever want to, give a hug or shake a hand and ask a personal question. So, that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, no, it's great. And it's great when you see Joe and Jamie and Kevin back there interacting with with members.
It's awesome.
We love to do it. Part of what we get out of this event is we get to get member feedback. And that's one of the things that I get to do in my section is kind of give an update on where we are with some of our new products and services and the enhancements we have on that. And those enhancements have all come from our membership. So we love to get input, we get feedback, and we love to interact at the event.
And if I could chime in here, we have a couple of people commenting along, again, kind of sharing their goals and takeaways. So Clayton said, focus on what's right with you. She loves that quote from Kevin B. So she identifies with that section. And a personal goal to have more fun at a peak experience a couple of years ago. And she says, we tend to put ourselves last and may feel guilty when we have, but emotionally and physiologically, it's so important. So that's cool. Yeah. And Joanne Dunsky says she loves that we're sharing tips, ideas, and resources at events. And she always has a great time attending. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you there. Rachel, we're going to wrap up here pretty quick, but we talked a little bit about from a coaching perspective, what you thought of Game Changers and also what your clients' feedback is, but you've attended Game Changers. And so as a person, as a business person, take your coaching hat off, take your Buffini and Company hat off. What was your biggest takeaway from Game Changers?
Well, I mean, everything, the content is so applicable, not just to, entrepreneurs or business owners. I mean, it transcends all of that and really is, can be applied to all facets of life. So I always get great stuff from a content standpoint out of it. But for me, it's always about the people and just there's something so powerful about a room of people that are taking time out of their day to grow as individuals, to grow as business owners, to say, I want to be better tomorrow than I am today. Brian shared last week at Peak Experience, the 1% rule, and, just trying to be better, even just that 1% tomorrow than we were today, and just the power behind that, and being in a room full of individuals that are raising their hands saying, I want to be that. I don't know if I know how to do it, but I want to be that. Is awesome. And so then being able to be in the back of the room and, have personal conversations and learn about people's stories. And that to me, that's the best.
I think if for no other reason, forget the content, don't forget the content, but forget the content. Yeah. Spend a full day away from the distractions, focused on working on your business and networking with hundreds of other people who are on the same journey as you. It is well worth a day spent, cost of admission for sure. If I promised that dripped within this presentation would be the 4 secrets, the 4 game-changing strategies to have your best year ever in 2018. Now, just in case you didn't get them, I'm going to tell you what the secrets are. First off, you got to get in the game. It's time to get off the bench. It's time to get in the game. And then if you want to be a top producer, you got to do what the top producers do, and that's master the fundamentals. And business is no fun when you're trying to be somebody you're not. So as you're going through the process of playing the game and mastering the fundamentals, you want to leverage your natural strengths and then turn the chaos into calm. Those are the 4 game-changing strategies to have your best year yet. And we'll get deeper into those at Game Changers coming up May 30th in Philadelphia, June 5th in Toronto, and coming soon to a city near you. So if you're interested in coming to the Game Changer event, get on buffiniandcompany.com. Again, for members, it's free. If you're not yet a member, it's a small nominal charge, well worth the price of admission. Love to see you at Game Changers in Philadelphia on May 30th. Kelly, anything else?
I mean, I think you guys covered everything, but I actually have one question that I see this a lot on social media. People wonder, what is the difference between Success Tour and Game Changers, and should they do both? Kind of question. So if you guys could talk to that, I'm sure a lot of people out there would be interested. Yeah,
Rach, so the difference between Game Changers and Success Tour, what's your take on that?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, the content it's 2 completely separate events, and you'll walk away with incredible content and incredible action steps from both events. One, I think part of the reason why we offer 2-day events and 1-day events is that it leaves people with no excuse to actually get to an event this year, whether you're a member, whether you're new to us, whatever level of familiarity that you have with us. There's so many options all across the country, and you know, there's no way that you can't take one day out of your business to be able to dive into a Game Changers, especially because, you know, those might be more local and more close to you. But obviously I'm an advocate. Go to both.
Yeah.
Because you're going to walk away inspired from both completely.
Yeah, no, I think, you know, the main difference for me is Success Tours 2 days and Game Changers 1 day. No, I'm just kidding.
Brilliant.
No, that's it. No, but they are 2 different events. You know, at Game Changers is really kind of a working seminar. We're going to get down and dirty, and we're going to leave you with some action plans right now. Get out and do it. And you get a day away from your business to work on your business. Success Tour, you get to disengage from your business for 2 full days. And the amount of clarity that you'll get from going to a Success Tour is huge. Brian Buffini is at the Success Tour, and he has great content this year on the Acre of Diamonds and the fact that we have within us everything we need to succeed, and we have where we're standing everything we need to succeed. And so many are looking in different directions for that. And so Brian's content alone will be worth going to the Success Tour. Joe Nego takes a real deep cut at skills, sales skills, listing skills. Getting great feedback on his presentation at Success Tour. And then of course we have guest speakers as well that really kind of leave you motivated and inspired, and you'll go deep with your goals. In Kelly, to your question of should you go to one or should you go to both, you should definitely get to one. There's no excuse, like Rachel said. And I would encourage you to get to both. Get to a Game Changer in your local area, and then do a little traveling, get away and network with people outside of your area and build great relationships. Who knows, you might have a referral for someone in a different city. They might have a referral for you. Yeah. A big part of what we do at Buffini & Company is our community, and getting out and connecting with people who are on the same path and same journey as you, I think is huge.
Yeah, well, before you guys wrap up, I just wanted to share some more love.
Good, we love the love.
So Sarah Scott Wilson said Denver was awesome. So thank you.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
That's Sarah. And then Mary Cacciatore and Michelle Chrétien say they'll see us in Philly. So that's exciting.
Yep.
Hopefully you out there will see them in Philly too.
I think Michelle's been to every Game Changers this year. Yeah, that's good. Keep coming.
Awesome, Michelle. Keep it up. And then we also have Roman, and I'm sorry, Roman, if I ruined your last name here. Zarayev says, awesome to see my coach. So Rachel, shout out to you. And then our very own Casey O'Keefe, who is the guy behind the Macs, I like to say, pulling all the slideshows, making them happen. And Derek Jones are chiming in here, and they love the work that you guys are doing. And thank you for sharing the tips.
Yeah, Casey is the magic man. He makes both those events run, Success Tour and Game Changer.
He does.
Awesome.
He does.
Good. Well, hey, thanks everybody for joining us on Coach's Corner. Hopefully we'll be back with you on Facebook Live again soon. Until then, get off the bench, get into the game, and go make 2018 the best year yet. Thanks, Rach.